referee Reese Carter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black trunks, his official weight of 152.5 pounds, hailing from Manchester, England, United Kingdom, Elliot Eboigbe. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the blue with white trim, his official weight of 150.4 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from West Ham, London, England, United Kingdom, introducing Finley James.
Alright lads, you're professionals, you know the rules, keep it clean, listen to me and defend yourselves at all times. Good luck, shake hands.
So moving rapidly on here on Fight Zone, our third live fight. It's a 12-fight card in all. It's going to keep on rolling very quickly. 4-3s at welterweight. Here comes Finley James from just down the road again in West Ham against Elliot Eboigbe. And I'm delighted to have the one and only Spencer Oliver alongside me here. Spencer, I'm not going to attempt to join in all the dots, except to say that the fact that Eboigbe has got the words "the enigma" on his trunks does reveal something of the secrecy, if you like, surrounding his background. What we know as a fact is 3 defeats out of 3. He's a southpaw, and he's in against Finley James, who is very evidently a very well-schooled young man.
Yep, certainly is. Finley James, very popular around these parts as well. Sold some good tickets here this evening, southpaw style, showing nice composure here. The beginning of this first round against Elliot Eboigbe, who's very tough but very capable, Paul. Forget that he's 0-3. He knows his way around the ring, this kid. He's been matched very difficultly, so this is a good test for Finley James here at this stage of his career.
Very early stage of his career. I saw his pro debut actually back in November of 2023 at the York Hall, and he backed that up, Finley James, with a second 4-round points win in April against Relentless Dirce.
Nice work there behind the jab there from James, keeping the distance very well. Snap that shot out nicely, come through with that left cross as well. Good work there. James just holding center of the ring here, just trying to draw Elliot Eboigbe in, trying to create an opening, set a trap somewhere, just flicks out the jab again there, just showing good patience, comes through again with that left cross. This is good stuff here in this opening round from James.
Very classy operator indeed. Now, I know he's in the blue and white trunks, but is there a little bit of a West Ham related giveaway? Because we can just see the very top of his cup underneath, and it looks to me like it's a claret and blue West Ham coloured.
Very well spotted there, Paul, but I think you're right. I wouldn't bet against that. I think that we could have a West Ham fan in the ring here in Finley James.
I think so. I'm not quite certain what the reference to the captain is, but we'll try and find out. Maybe he was a captain of one of the amateur teams that he was involved in along the way, but all the evidence of that terrific traditional background and a real classy start.
Yep, brilliant start there for James. Showed great composure for a young man only having his 3rd professional contest. Took the centre of the ring, worked well behind that jab, established the jab very well, controlled the distance well, got through with some good crosses as well, so very impressed. Let's take a look at some of the action in that opening round there. We see the effective work behind the jab, throwing that left cross in as well. Just feinting it up and down, left cross going through again there, but Elliot Eboigbe showing that he's got a good defence himself, and he's not just come to lie down himself here. So good opening round from Finley James. Let's see if he can build on that going into this second.
Corners,
The one
10
and only
seconds.
Spencer Oliver alongside me here. This is the third live fight of the night on Fight Zone. I promise everybody joining us, not
Seconds
just in
out.
the UK, but
Round
far and wide
2.
tonight on Fight Zone, that we were going to have competitive action all the way. Some really good matchmaking and thoughtful matchmaking, and this one bears it out. The problem with Eboigbe, surely, Spencer, is he can't resign himself to just being a loser at this stage of his career. He's only 3 fights in, and as you say, he's way too good to be just cast as an opponent for the rest of his working life.
Absolutely. Listen, Eboigbe, you know, you can see here he's come with a bit of ambition. You know, he's not just come to survive as many journeymen do and try and teach these young fighters that are coming through a few tricks, etc. Eboigbe has still got a little bit of ambition. Forget the bad start, that does happen, and he'll be looking to get off and get that first win. So that's exactly what he'll be looking to do, but he's in against a very talented young man in Finley James. We saw in that opening round work well behind the jab, showed great composure, got through with a couple of good left hands as well, and he'll be looking to build on that in this second round. Eboigbe needs to sort of change things up maybe a little bit here, start leading off with his own shots, putting combinations together himself as well, because at the moment James just seems to have his number.
Love that double jab of his, do you, James?
Yeah, beautiful work. He finds the range with that one before letting that left cross go on the back. Good footwork from James as well, but there we see good head movement, just taking his time. As I say, he's brought a good crowd with him here as well today, and that you can easily run away with that, get carried away, lose your fight plan, your game plan, but he hasn't. He's stuck to it, boxing well under orders from his corner here.
Frank Reeves is in the corner, and actually also in that corner for Finley James is Tommy Fletcher. Tommy's an outstandingly explosive young talent at cruiserweight at the moment, and don't see that every day, do you? That a kid like Fletcher would be involved as a hander-upper. I love it.
Yeah.
Very old school, that.
Listen, he comes from an old school camp trained by Mark Tibbs. He's out of the Tibbs gym, and we know Mark Tibbs, going back to Jimmy Tibbs, Mark's father back in the day, and they're old school. They do it the old school way, and that's why they get success. They're very disciplined, you know, they work very, very hard, and I think Finley James is a product of that camp.
The way this is going is going to reinforce the early impression. What, only his 8th professional round, Finley James, but he is a craftsman, and he's showing us the tools of his trade again here.
Yep, another good round there for James, a round that he was dominant. Eboigbe couldn't really get off with anything. He's not really using his imagination enough for me. I'd like to see him going for it a little bit more now, Eboigbe. If he wants to pull himself into this one, a 4-round contest, which is effectively a sprint, he needs to put his foot down on the gas a little bit more, because he's not really doing anything. James is the one dominating, working well behind that jab. It's that old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it, and that's exactly what James is doing. He's sticking to the game plan. But Paul, what I would like to see James do now is maybe turn the screw a little bit, show us a little bit more. You know, he has gone very safety in those first 2 rounds, and it's been a boxing masterclass.
Corners, 10 seconds.
In those first 2 rounds, but now let's see a little bit more. Let's see, show us a little bit more. Start putting those shots together. Give the
Seconds
crowd
out.
what they want to
Round
see.
3.
Something a little different now.
Got to work harder, they say to Eboigbe as he comes out for this 3rd round.
Yep, and that's exactly what he's got to do, Paul. He's coming forward, hands held high, but he needs to put those shots together, Eboigbe, if he wants to get himself into this. Nice little uppercut on the inside there. James again working behind that jab, finding the range with that jab, keeping the distance well as well, making life very difficult for Eboigbe at the moment.
I'm slightly intrigued about another element to this fight, Spencer, and before I mention it, I'm going to say it is unconfirmed. However, on record, we have Eboigbe at 159 pounds for his last outing, and that was on the 8th of June against Conor Lynch. Now that is a very significant drop, isn't it? And I just wonder how comfortable he is, because to me he looks to be dragging his feet around after him a bit.
That's a great shout, Paul, a great shout. And you look at the body, looks slightly dry as well. He looks very tight at the weight, so you know he would have pulled himself down to take this contest, but he's got himself in that condition. He looks in fantastic condition, by the way, for doing that. But you're right in what you say, he's dragging his feet a little bit. That might maybe just stylistically the way that he is, you'd like to see him turn that back foot round a little bit, come up on the toe, so he gets a little bit more movement and so he can judge the range in and out. This is good work again from James now, just starting to turn that screw, starting now to pick things up. That's what he needs to do now.
And in Finley James's corner, that's what they're urging him to do.
There you go, starting to put those shots together, freeze and forwards. That's what's going to work for him.
One thing about the way he punches as well, Spencer, please tell me if you agree or not. Long levers, short shots, but you know, if it's travelling 6 inches very quickly indeed, off that leverage, it can be very destructive, can't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, and he seems to judge that distance very, very well. His timing's good, puts a shot selection together very well. There's a lot to like about Finley James. You know, I like to see these young kids coming through, watch their development, and this is a great platform for them to be able to do that. Great coverage for them. But here, for the boxing purists, they'll appreciate exactly what James is doing because of his judgment of distance, his timing, and this eye now starting to swell up of Eboigbe. That right eye just seems to be puffing up, and that's with the accuracy, I believe, pulled from the jab of James.
And to your point, you know, that ability to judge distance, that's an innate talent that some boxers possess, and I'm afraid some will never, ever get a grasp of, but this kid has got that.
Totally agree with that. That's exactly what it is. I think that that's something that you call a natural gift. I don't think that's something really that you learn. You just naturally, you instinctively judge the distance, the timing. You know, I think the distance is key to everything, to all success. The distance creates the timing creates the speed creates the power. One of those elements is out and you've always got problems, but Finley James seems to have all that. I know it's early in his career and we're building him up nicely, but at this level right now, and this is a perfect fight for him against Elliot Eboigbe, who's very tough, maybe not as technically good as James, but he's very tough and he's come to win here,
10 seconds.
And this is a good fight for James at this stage of his career, but I do like what I'm seeing with him. I think there's a lot to work with. He's only a young man, 21 years of age, so plenty of time, you know, out of the Tibbs stable, and they'll take their time with him, I'm sure of that, and you know, just let him learn his craft on the job.
Craftsman in the making. Finley James, just 21 years of age.
See him just controlling the distance there, James, just holding that right hand lead out, just looking for the opening, showing patience, looking for that opening there, just screws the shot up there with the right hand, comes through the left as well. Nice work again, technically brilliant here from James. You can see him thinking and making life very difficult for Eboigbe.
And the right eye of Eboigbe is just starting to swell a little bit. Protecting it a bit more, isn't he, with that right?
Yeah, you just feel it's the accuracy of the jab there of James. He's been working that shot so well, and those left hands coming over the top there and landing just like that, right on that eye. And Eboigbe, for the first time, being forced to cover up. He's in a bit of trouble here.
James encouraged to start to go after his man a bit more. Just got a reminder from Frankie Greaves in the corner. Make sure that you do watch out for something coming back if you are going to go forward. Stay covered up, he said. I think he knows that. That jab there, that really thudded home, didn't it?
Beautiful shot. You know, he's established that early on in this contest, but he's really, like you say, Paul, thudding that shot home. It's like a strong weapon that when he fires that out. Again, doubles up there. The accuracy's brilliant. Eddie Eboigbe's been struggling to deal with that shot really from the opening bell. Now we've got a minute to go in this fourth and final round. Will James decide to turn it on a little bit, putting the shots together?
Home crowd, etc. Spencer, is he perhaps saying to himself in there at the moment, I want to show my people that I can finish a man?
Yep, it's all about showing us a little bit more of what you've got there. Nice, just drawing back, waiting for the jab, drew back, come back with the left cross through the middle, which was good stuff. Eddie Eboigbe's eye now starting to swell quite badly. Again with a jab, nice work. And James just showing us a little bit of that fancy footwork as well.
I think if it was an 8-rounder, Elliot Eboigbe might have a bit of a problem with that eye, but we're in the closing seconds of this 4-rounder. He's going to see and hear the last bell, which is good for him. Finley James knows he has it comfortably in the bag. A very assured performance for one so young tonight. 21 years of age, Finley James.
Yeah, lovely performance that from Finley James. Established that jab very early on and started landing those left crosses with frequency, which caused the swelling over the eye of Eddie Eboigbe. Elliot showing us though that he was very stubborn and very persistent himself. He hung in there, never really got any success from that opening bell, but good performance there from Finley James. Like what I see, there's definitely a lot of potential, and it's going to be interesting to watch this young man develop.
No standing on ceremony here tonight. 12-fight card to pack in. Simon Legg is working overtime, getting people in and out. Somebody tells me he used to work in a nightclub the way he's managing this.
36, and your winner, Finley
Ethan James, sure enough, makes it 3 wins out of 3. And a few more fans have been added to the supporters club tonight with that performance. I'm very much looking forward to seeing his career develop. And there is the towering figure of Tommy Fletcher from Norfolk, part of the camp, a proper boxing student, as he proves by being on the card here tonight. Tommy's such a talented cruiserweight prospect. James is